Hello and welcome to part 3 on how to create animated light ribbons using Blender. In this part we're going to create our own gradient texture to apply to our ribbon. The texture will be used to make the edges of the ribbon glow brighter, with the center being dimmer and more transparent. Start by launching a new instance of Blender, and select Cycles Render from the drop-down. Press T to toggle off the tool sidebar. Set the rendering resolution percentage scale to 100%, and set the render samples to 1 for both preview and render. Go ahead and delete the cube and light source. Now let's move the camera to a top-down position, looking directly at the grid. Press N to toggle the Properties window. Click the camera to select it. Change the Z location to 40 and the XY locations to 0. Also set the rotation for X, Y, and Z to be 0. Now let's add a plane and set its dimensions to 38 by 22, which will make it slightly larger than our camera view. We're done with the Properties panel, so press N to toggle it off. If you press 0 on the number pad, it will switch you to the camera view. And you should now see the plane from a top-down perspective. Click the Material button and assign the existing material to the plane. Next, we'll open up the node editor and check Use Nodes. Select the Diffuse node and press X to delete it. Then press Shift A and add an Emission node. Connect the emission output to the surface input on the Material Output node. Let's switch our 3D view to rendered so we can see the changes as we make them. Next, let's add a color ramp. And connect its color output to the color input on the emission node. The color ramp will allow us to blend the texture color so that it goes from white to gray to black. Here are the values I used. Select Ease from the drop-down. Make the left hand of the scale pure white. Add a new color stop to the color band. Set its red, green, and blue components to 0.5. And its position to 0.21. Set the position of our white color stop to be 0.166. Add another color stop. Set its red, green, and blue components to 0.016. And set its position to 0.256. And finally, set the last color stop to be pure black and move it to 0.363. Next, we'll add a gradient texture node so that we can see our colors. Connect the factor output to the factor input on the color ramp. And there is the beginning of our gradient. Let's change the gradient from linear to quadratic sphere to make it round. That's better. But we still need to center it, so let's add a mapping node and connect it to our gradient texture. And add a texture coordinate node and connect it to our mapping node. Now we can scale and reposition the gradient. Here are the values I used. Set the X location to -0.2, the Y location to -0.4, set the X scale to 0.4, and set the Y scale to 0.8. There we go. At this point we're done with the node editor, so let's go ahead and close it. Okay, we've successfully created our gradient texture, so press F12 to render it. And now we can save it. Click on Image, and Save as Image, and give the image a name. I'll call mine Gradient. Don't forget to choose a location so that you'll be able to find it later. I'll stick mine in the Textures folder, and then click Save as Image. Alright, we now have our gradient texture ready to go, and that's it for part 3 of this tutorial. If you find these videos to be helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. In part 4, we'll apply the texture to our ribbon as a material to give it some illumination. See you then.